television embodying the irreplaceable Special Agent Leroy Jethro Gibbs on the beloved series NCIS. Known for his cool-headed demeanor, piercing stare, and a mysterious past, Gibbs has become a symbol of strength and resilience. However, this year has marked a significant turning point for Harmon, introducing a series of eyebrow-raising changes that have raised questions among fans and industry observers alike. It's safe to say that his journey in the entertainment world is not as smooth as it once was. In this video, we will delve deep into Mark Harmon's epic journey, uncovering everything you didn't know and absolutely need to know about the latest developments surrounding him that have left everyone wondering. So come along as we explore the twists and turns of his fascinating career. Mark Harmon's ascent to stardom is the kind of classic tale that feels almost inevitable. It all began back in the 1970s when Harmon made a bold decision to pivot from a seemingly secure career in business to the unpredictable world of acting. His first foray into the spotlight came not from a grand stage or a blockbuster film, but from a quirky commercial for Kellogg's Product 19 cereal, where he shared screen time with his father. This early experience, while humble, marked the beginning of his journey in the entertainment industry. It wasn't just luck that got him there. His sister Kristen played a pivotal role in his early career, leveraging her connections to help him secure his first acting gig in an episode of Ozzy's Girls. Talk about family support. That initial opportunity set off a chain reaction, allowing Harmon to guest star in several well-loved shows such as Adam, 12, Policewoman, and Emergency. In 1975, one can only imagine the thoughts racing through his mind as he made those early appearances. Did he ever think about how far he would eventually go? As Mark Harmon enjoyed his time in the spotlight, he suddenly faced challenges that took a troubling turn, leading fans to wonder what was really going on in his life. Health concerns and an unexpected career shift began to dominate the headlines, leaving many to question if there was more to the story than anyone realized. As we watch this journey unfold, it becomes increasingly evident that what's happening with Harmon right now is both unexpected and, quite frankly, heartbreaking. Through the years, Harmon's talent began to shine brighter, culminating in an Emmy nomination for his riveting performance in the TV movie Eleanor and Franklin, The White House Years. It's fascinating to see how one role can catapult an actor into a new realm of recognition, isn't it? With this momentum, he landed roles in notable miniseries like Centennial and took on supporting parts in films such as Comes a Horseman and Beyond the Poseidon Adventure. Each of these projects seemed to lay another brick in the foundation of his burgeoning career, bringing him closer to something monumental. Then came the year 2003, which would forever change Mark Harmon's life. He was cast as the formidable Special Agent Leroy Jethro Gibbs in the groundbreaking series NCIS. Isn't it interesting how often an actor's big break comes when they least expect it? This particular opportunity arose when Donald P. Bellisario, the creator of both JAG and NCIS, recognized Harmon's compelling performance as Secret Service agent Simon Donovan in The West Wing. It almost felt like fate intervened, nudging Bellisario to invite him to guest star in a couple of JAG episodes where Gibbs was first introduced. Did Harmon have any inkling at that moment that he was stepping into a role that would become iconic? Most likely not. However, portraying Gibbs wasn't merely a walk in the park. It came with its own set of challenges. Harmon had to navigate the intricate layers of Gibbs' character, balancing a tough, no-nonsense exterior with a deep-seated compassion and dedication to justice. How does one even begin to embody such complexity? As Harmon stepped into Gibbs' shoes, he realized the importance of adding depth to a character pivotal not just to the show, but also to its dedicated fan base. His past experiences in law enforcement roles undoubtedly helped him grasp the nuances of a seasoned NCIS agent. But Gibbs' backstory, a tragic narrative woven with the loss of his wife and child, added an emotional weight that Harmon needed to convey convincingly. How does one tap into such profound sorrow while maintaining the tough exterior that fans had come to expect? Despite these challenges, Harmon's portrayal struck a chord with audiences. His commitment and authenticity helped transform NCIS into a cultural phenomenon. It's remarkable how an actor can shape a character and, in doing so, alter the course of a show and even their own career. Through the highs and lows, Mark Harmon's journey serves as a testament to the power of perseverance, talent, and a touch of serendipity. His story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the path to success is anything but straightforward. After years of stability and success, things have suddenly taken a troubling turn for Mark Harmon. What could be behind these new challenges, and how is he handling it all? This isn't just another headline. It's a deeper look into the life of an actor who has meant so much to his fans. Make sure to stay tuned until the end because the details emerging about Mark Harmon's current situation are truly eye-opening. Over the course of 19 seasons, Leroy Jethro Gibbs transformed from a stoic and reserved leader into one of the most nuanced characters in television history. One can only imagine how challenging it must be to evolve under the constant scrutiny of millions of fans. Initially, Gibbs appeared as a straightforward figure, embodying the strong, silent type that many might recognize in their own lives. It wasn't until the third season that the tragic backstory of his first wife, Shannon, and their daughter, Kelly, was revealed. This pivotal moment didn't just serve to add depth to Gibbs' character. It helped explain his often guarded demeanor, inviting audiences to ponder the question, how does one cope with such immense loss while functioning in a high-stakes environment like NCIS? As the seasons progressed, Gibbs' relationships with his team became a focal point, showcasing his ability to mentor and guide those around him. His evolution into a father figure for many, particularly agents like Tony Donoso and Ziva David, along with the ever-quirky forensic specialist Abby Ciuto, created a familiar atmosphere within the team. It's fascinating to consider how a simple gesture, like his iconic head slap, which initially seemed like a playful reprimand directed at Donoso, morphed into a hallmark of his character. Key storylines further enriched Gibbs' character arc, with one of the most impactful being the revelation of his family's tragic slaying and his subsequent thirst for revenge against the killer, Pedro Hernandez. Imagine carrying a secret like that for years, only for it to be unveiled accidentally when Abby stumbled upon evidence linking Gibbs to Hernandez's death. How would that weigh on your conscience? Gibbs' struggle with his past and the infamous rules he lived by, crafted in honor of Shannon, became fundamental to his character and leadership style. But here's the kicker. As time passed, Gibbs learned that sometimes it's okay to bend or even break your own rules. Isn't that a refreshing perspective? Growth is often about adapting, and Gibbs showcased that beautifully throughout the series. However, the behind-the-scenes dynamics of NCIS were not without their tensions and controversies. The beloved on-screen chemistry between Mark Harmon and Polly Parrott was often overshadowed by incidents that caused friction off-camera. A particularly notable incident involved Harmon's dog, which, while on set, exhibited a little too much enthusiasm and ended up biting a crew member. This unfortunate event resulted in 15 stitches for the injured party and raised serious safety concerns among the cast and crew. Parrott, who had previously expressed her apprehensions about having Harmon's dog on set, was understandably alarmed by the incident, advocating for a safer working environment. When CBS had to step in and ban Harmon's dog from the set, the situation escalated further, leading to a noticeable rift between Harmon and Parrott. Despite the ongoing drama, many cast members continued to hold Harmon in high regard. Sean Murray, Timothy McGee, and Brian Dietzen, Jimmy Palmer, both spoke highly of Harmon as a supportive leader and mentor. Even amid tensions, Harmon's commitment to fostering a positive work environment was apparent. Still made efforts to create a space where all team members could thrive. In recent years, Harmon has been candid about the challenges faced on set, acknowledging them as unfortunate yet emphasizing the professionalism with which the cast and crew managed to move forward despite these issues. Fans have expressed growing concern about Harmon, particularly as new reports emerge detailing his struggles. This situation is not just another headline. It reveals a lot about the complexities he faces as a longtime star in a demanding industry. As updates about his situation continue to surface, audiences are left pondering the future of an actor who has been a steady presence on their screens for nearly 2 decades. The story of Mark Harmon's departure from NCIS adds another layer of intrigue to this narrative. After almost 20 years in the role of Gibbs, Harmon made the significant decision to step back, a choice that sent shockwaves through the fanbase and left a substantial mark on the show. Imagine the weight of that decision for someone who has so thoroughly embodied a character for so long. The primary reason behind this departure? Fatigue. As Harmon approached 70 years old, the long days on set began to take a toll. During the early seasons, Shooting days could stretch up to a grueling 22 hours, and after years of dedication to a single role, it is entirely understandable that he would want to step back and embrace a well-deserved retirement. After investing so much of himself into the character, prioritizing personal time, especially with family, becomes essential. Interestingly, Harmon had been subtly hinting at his desire to leave for several seasons, around the 15th or 16th season, to be precise. But his deep loyalty to the cast and crew, whom he regarded almost as family, kept him tethered to the show longer than he originally intended. It's a challenging predicament, balancing personal desires against the commitment to a beloved show and the people he had grown close to over the years. As Harmon contemplated his exit, he engaged in negotiations with CBS and the show's producers. The discussions must have been intricate, focusing on ensuring that the series could transition smoothly into a 19th season. Harmon ultimately agreed to appear in a limited number of episodes at the start of that season, which served as a safety net for the show. This transition period allowed the network to maintain confidence in the series moving forward without its longtime leading man. Harmon's exit was not only a narrative decision, but also a creative one. The writers and producers wanted to ensure a satisfying closure for Gibbs, recognizing the emotional investment of the fans and his character. In the fourth episode of Season 19, titled Great Wide Open, Gibbs made the poignant choice to remain in Alaska indefinitely after wrapping up a case. This narrative decision was not only significant for Gibbs, but also allowed him to find a sense of peace and fulfillment outside the high-stakes world of NCIS. Harmon himself felt that this ending was both honest and fitting for Gibbs' journey. It reflected the character's growth and evolution throughout the series, mirroring Harmon's own experiences over the years. Another intriguing aspect of Harmon's departure is that Gibbs isn't officially retired, which leaves the door open for potential future appearances or storylines involving him. This open-endedness adds an element of suspense and possibility for fans who have followed Gibbs' journey for so long. Turning to the financial implications of Harmon's exit from NCIS, the ripple effect on the show's budget and production structure was significant. For nearly 2 decades, Harmon was not just the face of the series. He was its heartbeat, with reports suggesting he earned over $500,000 per episode. This considerable salary constituted a substantial portion of the show's budget. Therefore, when he decided to step away, the financial framework of NCIS had to be thoroughly reevaluated. Producers faced a pressing question. How do they keep the show afloat while maintaining quality and viewer interest without Harmon's hefty paycheck taking up a significant chunk of the budget? The creative challenges that followed Harmon's departure were immense. The production team had to roll up their sleeves and rewrite scripts, crafting new storylines to keep audiences engaged. It was not just about saying goodbye to a beloved character. It involved rethinking the entire narrative landscape of the show to ensure that the story remained captivating and relevant. This transition phase was not merely a minor hiccup. It required extensive resources and a great deal of creative brainstorming from everyone involved. Late-night meetings filled with what-if scenarios likely filled the production schedule as the team sought to determine the best way to continue the series without its leading man. Despite the hurdles, NCIS demonstrated impressive resilience. The show's long-standing popularity and strong ensemble cast acted as a safety net, allowing it to endure. The revenue generated from syndication has been a consistent source of income, with reruns airing on various cable channels during weekends and holidays. Who doesn't enjoy a good NCIS marathon while lounging on the couch? This ongoing financial success ensures that the legacy of Gibbs and the entire NCIS team remains firmly embedded in the hearts of viewers, making it a significant part of television history. As fans continue to tune in, they not only celebrate the stories of Gibbs and his team, but also reflect on the larger themes of loyalty, adaptation, and the challenges of balancing personal desires with professional commitments. Mark Harmon has been a real lifesaver for NCIS, offsetting any potential losses from his exit. When looking back at Harmon's salary negotiations over the years, it tells a different story. In the early seasons, he and his fellow cast members worked incredibly long hours, sometimes up to 22 hours a day, as they tried to establish NCIS as a must-watch show. That level of dedication is commendable. As the series gained momentum and became a cornerstone of CBS programming, Harmon's bargaining power increased significantly. At that point, Who wouldn't want to be in his shoes? As viewership grew, so did his paycheck. By the later seasons, Harmon was among the highest-paid actors on television, earning over $500,000 per episode, a testament to his immense value to the franchise. This recognition wasn't solely based on his acting talent. It also stemmed from his role as an executive producer since 2008. This dual position gave him an edge during salary negotiations and a vested interest in the show's success. When the time came for Harmon to consider leaving, things took a turn. His negotiations shifted as he sought to ensure the show's renewal for its 19th season, leading to an agreement to appear in a limited number of episodes. Talk about playing your cards right. This strategy allowed for a gradual transition, easing both the cast and crew into a version of NCIS without Gibbs, all while maintaining financial stability during such a significant change. Ultimately, Harmon's exit represented more than just a casting change. It was a pivotal moment that challenged the show's creators to innovate and adapt. Throughout his career, Mark Harmon has encountered numerous personal challenges that have tested his resilience and character. One notable episode occurred in 1987 when he found himself in a very public and bitter custody dispute over his nephew, Sam. Imagine being in his shoes, watching your sister Kristen struggle with substance abuse issues. It must have been heart-wrenching to witness. Driven by concern and a deep sense of responsibility, Harmon made the incredibly difficult decision to file for custody of Sam. This choice didn't come without consequences. It effectively split the Harmon family down the middle. Mark, along with his other sister Kelly and their parents, stood on one side, while Kristen found herself isolated on the other. It's a heavy emotional burden, isn't it? Ultimately, after grappling with the family turmoil, Harmon chose to drop the custody suit, hoping to bring an end to the conflict and restore some semblance of peace within the family. Fast forward to 1996, and Harmon's bravery came to the forefront in a completely different way. He found himself in a situation that could have been straight out of a movie when he rescued two teenagers trapped in a Jeep that had been involved in a terrible accident near his home. Can you imagine the adrenaline pumping through him as he wielded a 12-pound sledgehammer to break the windshield? It was a heroic act that likely left many in awe, especially considering the vehicle was on the brink of exploding. The Los Angeles Fire Department praised his actions, with spokesman Brian Humphrey declaring that the teens owed their lives to Harmon's quick thinking and courage. What's striking about this incident is how Harmon downplayed his role in it. In a 2013 interview, he humbly remarked, "I won't take credit for it because if the car explodes and I'm there next to the car, then you're talking about two young boys who don't have a father." Isn't it refreshing to see someone so accomplished yet so grounded?